We are live now, directly from the Excel Turbo Studios. Good morning, everyone. Bom dia, todo mundo. Just a little bit of Portuguese, just in case, for the audience that is awesome. This is another live from Excel Turbo channel, and we have a very, very special guest today. His name is Mr. Nabil Mourad from Canada and from another places as well. Let me bring him to my side virtually today, but as soon as possible, I will be meeting him in person. Let me bring my friend and special guest here, Mr. Nabil. Hello, Mr. Nabil.
Hello, Cristiano. Thank you for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be with you today and to be with your fans and followers, whether in Brazil or across the world.
Oh, yes. We have some friends, for example, Christian Angel from
Oh
Romania.
yeah.
Yes,
I met him in a previous meetup, I guess. Yeah, wonderful
yes.
person. Yeah.
We are going to talk about this. And we have Ligia here. Good morning.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Good morning, Lydia. Good to meet you.
yes. And we have people coming.
Happy
And
anniversary, by the way. I
oh,
I
yes,
I
thank
wished
you.
you a happy anniversary on LinkedIn, but it's good occasion to mention it one more time.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, anniversary. Yes, you are right. Let me show something here, just to make a short introduction. But he will be talking uh, right now. But let me show. This is the website from Mr. Nabil, Office Instructor, that I recommend you to visit, everyone. But Mr. Nabil is an MVP. Let me put the web page of the MVP here. This is the Microsoft page where you can find a short bio from the experience that Mr. Nabil will be talking here in more details. But he is a professor in a college, George Brown College in Toronto, and I was talking with him right now, and he is very, very cool. Well, let me put my very special guest on full screen. It's your time. Tell us, Mr. Nabil, how did you start? I know that you are MVP, but let's start the story from the beginning. I am looking your certificates behind you.
Yeah,
We had a very
all around.
pleasant
Yeah.
yes, and we are having a very pleasant conversation before go live for everyone. Tell me more about this, and from the beginning for all the audience, how did you start to use Excel? And you have a different background from the typical IT guy. Tell
Yeah.
us about this.
Yeah. Am I allowed to share my screen, Cristiano?
Sure. I
Okay.
love this animation. Yes.
Yeah, I had to do something because few days ago you were interviewing Boris, and I said I cannot display a dull animation after that. Anyway, my story with Excel started in the late 90s, and it's a completely different story because neither my education has anything to do with computer applications, and at the same time, my generation didn't have the chance to use computers at school or even in university. I graduated from life science and I studied medicine in Cairo. And I worked as a physician until I came here. I moved to Canada. So actually, I got my first computer in the late 90s. And someone introduced me to Microsoft Office. At that time, it was Office 1997. And I started exploring on my own, like many clients and many students do today. They learn on their own, and I explored these three applications. I was really fascinated. I was amazed by what these applications could do. And just to tell you, what I knew at that time was more than basic, but I loved it so much. So I said to myself, well, whenever I have time, why not improve my knowledge? Why not go deeper? So I bought a textbook, and it was the only way of learning at that time, getting a textbook. And you are familiar, Cristiano, with the Bible
Mm-hmm.
series of Microsoft Office. It goes deep, deep, deep into details. And I ended up by learning these applications like in profuse details. And I heard at that time that there is a certification called MOOS, MOUS. It was a new certification at that time in year 2001.
MOS.
Now it became MOS. At that time, it was MOUS, Microsoft Office User
Oh,
Specialist.
yes, yes,
Yeah, the
yes.
name was different at that time. So I said, why not take a chance and take the exam? So I took 5 exams. The 3 core levels and the expert level in Word and Excel. And after earning 5 certifications, it opened my appetite to go deeper. So I heard about the master degree. At that time, you had to go take 5 applications. So I studied Access and I studied Outlook. I wasn't interested by any mean in Microsoft Access, but just for the sake of getting the certification. And then I earned the first certification as a master instructor. Instructor is not available anymore. They canceled it. They removed it in 2008 after introducing the Microsoft Certified Trainer. So for this one, if I'm able to zoom a little bit, look at this one. It says Master Instructor. And then I got all the versions of Microsoft Office. Office 2000, Office XP, Office 2007. This one is for Office 2007. And the name of the certificate changed at this year because, if you remember, Microsoft switched from the menu to the ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
It was a complete change. So they changed also the name of the certification to MCAS. It was Microsoft Certified Application Specialist. And I love this certificate. You know why, Cristiano? Because
Why?
it was signed by Bill Gates. Look at this. I'm going
Oh,
to bring it on screen. It
uh-huh.
was signed by Bill Gates. So I felt like I'm an important person at that time. Bill Gates is signing my certificate. And then I took the other versions as well. Office 2010, 2013, 2016, 2019. So I am a master in all versions. But there is a milestone in my journey with Excel. In 2008, I came across a YouTube channel, and this new YouTube channel changed for me the way I deal with Excel. I'm very grateful to Mike Gervin, Excel is Fun, because I learned from him. I was already a master instructor for 7-8 years when I started watching his YouTube, but he changed my mind completely, the way I deal with Excel. So I'm very grateful to him, and I say hi from here. I was planning to meet him at the MVP Summit this year in Seattle, but unfortunately, the event was virtualized, so I didn't have the chance to meet him in person. And I got my first Microsoft Certified Trainer in 2008, and this one as well is signed by Bill Gates. It is Microsoft Certified Trainer 2008, and since then, for 12 years, I'm a Microsoft Certified Trainer. This is the one I got for 10 years as a Microsoft Certified Trainer. It has 10 in red, big size. The second milestone that happened to me in my journey in Excel, until 2010, I was just a hobbyist. I was teaching Excel on YouTube, and it wasn't in English. I was teaching in my in Arabic, my mother tongue, and I was writing in a magazine, a computer magazine back home. But in 2010, I moved from Egypt to Canada. I immigrated to Canada, and everything changed in 2010. My country changed, the language changed, the weather changed, and the career changed as well. Everything changed from on 2010. In Canada, for some personal reasons, I wasn't able to continue in the same career that I had back home. So I wondered, what can I do? What can I work? I need to work. So I said, I have lots of certifications. Why not apply for teaching Microsoft Office application? I wasn't quite sure if I was qualified enough or not, but I applied to some colleges, and surprisingly, I knew at that time that I was qualified enough to teach, and I was admitted as a professor of computer applications at George Brown College and a professor at Seneca College. These are famous colleges in Toronto, Canada. The best time in my life is the time I spend with my students. I taught hundreds of thousands of students and clients, whether at the college or through my YouTube channel or in my corporate courses. I deliver corporate courses. I worked with so many companies out of the 500 Fortune companies. So my best time is when I teach, because I love the applications I'm teaching, and I love teaching itself. Until
I see the heart. I see by the heart. I have a heart here. Sorry for interrupting you, but
show
I have
me what
to show this.
Oh,
yes.
That's beautiful, Cristiano. When did you get this beautiful T-shirt?
This was from a gift from Microsoft during the Excel Weekend 5.
Oh,
5. But I got a new one because the previous was becoming old because I use a lot, so they gave me a new one.
Yeah, you know what? One of my goals from the MVP Summit was to get the T-shirt "I Love Excel" that all MVPs are wearing, but unfortunately, I couldn't get it. Maybe next year, maybe another
because of the pandemic.
Yes, exactly. You know, on the 1st of January this year, there was a major event in my life because I received amazing news at 7:32 p.m. Yeah, at 7:32 p.m., I received an email saying I have been awarded the MVP. I was extremely happy with that, and I don't know why. I got the impression that this is my lucky year, 2020. I didn't know what's going to happen next, the pandemic and all this. But this is how it worked. So that's my story with Excel.
Well, amazing. Congratulations for the MVP award. You got the first day of the year starting as a really new year.
Yeah. Exactly.
Amazing. We have some awesome comments here. I'm helping them when it's possible, putting some comments in Portuguese. So you will see sometimes here I'm writing down in Portuguese. It's the same thing that you told before, but just to make sure, I know that you are from Egypt, right? And you told us that your education is on health science, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So, Mr. Nabil, I'm writing down here. It's from Egypt and moved to Canada in 2010. This was a challenge, and then the inspiration for the channel was a little before in 2008. Mostly because of the Mike Gervin from Excel is Fun, right?
Yeah, amazing guy.
Yes, from the matrix functions. Yeah. we don't call matrix here. It's different.
What do you call it then?
It's more like the arrays, but we call matriz. Yes.
Yeah.
Matriciais.
It's very close to French. It's close to French. I think Portuguese is close to French as well.
Yes. French, Italian, Spanish a lot, and a little familiar with Romania, you can talk with Christian. Christian here is from Romania. We have been talking about the five language from Latin language,
Yeah,
but this will give us an interesting conversation about Excel as well. We have been talking about this, and I hope to have a conversation with Christian as well.
yeah,
And by the way, we have been talking about some friends, and then this is your past up to the MVP, but you have been talking with some guys, with some MVPs as well, because you are now part of a very special club, the
yeah,
MVP club,
yeah,
and you have lots of friends, like for example, Oz Soler.
sure.
Oz Soler, and you have been attending to some very special events in
That
that.
that was an interesting event. The one delivered, the one in which you interviewed Os du Soleil, is a very knowledgeable and at the same time very funny person.
Yes, yes. Tell me more about when you get you got the MVP award. How it was the first contact with the other guys? They we didn't
Honestly,
have the quarantine
yeah,
in that day, right? Yes.
yeah.
How it happened?
Honestly, Cristiano, you know that becoming an MVP is not only about having like outstanding knowledge. It's
Hmm.
about sharing that knowledge, and at the same time, I got in contact with so many MVPs even before becoming an MVP. So many of the MVPs are dear friends. I learned from them. I watched their tutorials. We were in contact even long before getting the MVP. So I knew, of course, more MVPs when I joined the community, and you know we have this kind of distribution list where we receive like 500 emails every day. So I knew many MVPs from there, and I was surprised how all of them share their knowledge and try to help each other, and of course try to help the community. And I was proud, by the way, with you and some other experts when we contributed in the COVID-19 Excel relief course. That was an amazing initiative from Paula. And I'm very proud that I was able to contribute with some other MVPs, excellent experts from across the globe, in like producing that course.
Yes, yes. Let me show them, because Mr. Nabil is talking about a course. I have here the channel that I'm going to talk more, but let me talk about the Excel tips from no, it's by the expert. This is, oh, I have a short link here. I'm going to write down the link for everyone. The course that Mr. Nabil is talking about is this. We are reaching the deadline to the registration, so it's good to visit the website. And Mr. Nabil is here. This is another here. Oh, very
Yeah.
close to my picture. I'm here too. I'm more familiar with this page, the experts, because the pictures are bigger, and I know
Yeah.
that you are here, close
Yeah.
to my picture as well. Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
yeah. And tell them about this, about your class there, and how do you feel contributing for this huge initiative, because I know that is beautiful, but tell them about your topic there, and what do
Yeah.
you bring
Yeah.
today, a little spoiler about the end of
Yeah,
this
sure.
conversation today.
Sure. When I received the first message from Paula asking me if I want to contribute immediately, I told her I want to be in that course. I'm definitely in. And then a few days later, I thought, what topic can I cover? So I told her I like to combine things together. So I'll be talking about switching charts by using drop lists. So I'll be creating a certain project, and in this project, I'll be switching charts in a very unique way. I'm going to change the chart title to become a drop list. And I created this project by using classic functions, by using dynamic array functions. We created a simple dashboard. We combined it with some macro. It's an interesting tutorial. You know, you can't do much in 15 minutes, but I consider that an intense lesson.
Yes, awesome, awesome. I'm going to write down the link. I write down the link for them here.
Yeah.
They will be able to see the website and all the lists and also the classes. The list is here, and it's amazing, an amazing content for everyone, and also a very beautiful cause to support.
And
Mr. Nabil,
it's a very
I'm
cheap
very
price
proud
as well.
to.
It's a
Oh
very
yeah,
cheap
yeah.
price. We have to encourage everyone to learn. You will learn from 26 experts from across the world. And at the same time, you are contributing to a charity for just $10.
Yes, yes, yes. So everyone, guys, $10, 26 expert. Do the math. You will see that this is an amazing opportunity to learn from great names, including Mr. Nabil. This is the link I am putting on the comments as well. Make sure you copy and paste in the end of the conversation, not now, because we have more to say. And let me bring back from to the Mr. Nabil screen. But before that, let me show here the channel that I recommend everyone to register, to subscribe. And he has lots of videos, including access. We have some professionals in Brazil that use Access a lot, and so make sure you subscribe and watch the content that is amazing. So,
I
Mr.
want to give a
Nabil,
little hint. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Cristiano, but I want to
no
give a
problem.
little hint about my style in teaching. Those who are following me on my YouTube channel know that I like to do two things. First of all, uh, I do not assume when I'm teaching that my audience have deep knowledge. I want them to end up by having powerful knowledge in whatever topic I'm explaining. And I do not assume that they know where to go. I don't say, okay, we need to create a conditional formatting. No, I have to show how to do that. Although they might know how to do it, but some other audience, you know, in a group tutoring, you never guarantee that everyone is at the same level. I feel more comfortable, as I told you before we go on air, teaching intermediate users to take them to advanced, and advanced user to take them to power user level. Also, I like to use graphics a lot. So I have even like a series, I have a playlist called In a Capsule. And this series, in this series, I don't talk at all. I just explain visually and graphically short tutorials of 3-4 minutes, and my goal is to spread the knowledge to those people who do not speak English. Not everyone
Mm.
speaks English, so I want to reach those people. I want to be able to help them with Excel. So I explain in this series only and uniquely graphically, and I called it like bite-sized tutorial.
Oh, it's amazing. Let me put the screen again. Guys, Mr. Nabil has lots of videos where the content is focused in in the visual, the visual, because some people cannot speak English. So you will find a very very interesting way of teaching there, and for you that learn from looking, from observing the step by step, is an amazing content to learn in a very specific method. Mr. Nabil, I have a comment here. Let me show. This is special because we have somebody here from Canada. Uh, but before, this is from Brazil. Claudia Rocha is from Brazil.
Hi, Claudia.
She's saying, hello, Cristiano. I'm a huge fan of Office Instructor. I love the channel.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. And I have here also Luciana Yokota.
Oh,
It's in
Luciana.
English. Yeah.
You know, Luciana was my student at George Brown College. She's an excellent student, and she got an A+ in my course. But she's an excellent student, by the way. It was a pleasure teaching her, and it's a pleasure to see her today.
This is so beautiful to see. I'm very happy for this. You both, because it's an amazing experience to have a Brazilian Indian. Oh, I was almost telling United States. This is another story, but in Canada, and then you meet each other and start to have this relation of teacher and student. This is so beautiful. And special to have you here, Luciana. Thank you for watching us.
Thank you very much.
We have also, yeah. Please.
I don't want you to remember that I was inspired. This is I'm going to show you my screen. I was inspired by the game you published on LinkedIn a few days ago. This game here. And because of you, I had to prepare another game for you that I created specifically for you, and I want to share that with you. We want to play together right now.
Okay. Let's do it. I'm going to show another comment here.
Please.
Celia Alves is
Celia,
watching us.
Very dear friend.
Yeah, for us it's Celia, but I know that some guys that calls Celia, but for me it's Celia, and another one before the game, because
I can't read the comment, by the way. I can't read Celia's comment. Can you read it for me?
Yes. Something that we were talking before. She said yes, and we have this other here. This is also special from here. Oh, there are so many comments here. This one. From Angelo Fonseca. I started to follow Nabils videos. It's been 1 year now. The way he explains amazes me every time I watch. Congratulations, and keep up with your great job.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you among my followers.
Yeah, and by the name, it's a familiar name to me. I suppose that Angelo Fonseca is Brazilian. You can confirm on the comments, Angelo, but I suppose by the name that he is Brazilian. And so let's talk about this game. What do you have here? Because just to make sure for everyone, I don't know exactly what Nabil is bringing, because he was trying to make a fun game here.
It's a surprise, yeah. You know.
Yes, this is a surprise. Just so everybody knows.
I'm going to switch to Excel. By the way, I created first this game, and it's not the one that I'm going to share with you, but this one is available on my YouTube channel, a dice rolling game. And this dice rolling is created entirely in Excel. I use 7 functions and a macro. And whenever you get a double rolling, the same number, you get this. Then, you are trying to engage your audience in simple and easy way. But the game I created for you specifically for this meetup is this one, and I hope you like it. But I hope it works well as well. I asked you to have like a sheet of paper and a marker. Do you have a sheet of paper and a marker?
It must be paper. Okay, let me get.
Yeah,
Okay,
because I tell you what you are going to do, because we want to share with our audience right now. So I want you to get a sheet of paper and a marker.
okay.
You will be writing on the sheet of paper a number, a random number, any number you like, and don't show me that number. Don't show it to me. Okay?
It's blank here, okay?
Excellent. You will be writing a number between 1 and 100, whatever you want. Yeah. When we meet, you'd give me one like this.
Sure.
Anyway, please, Cristiano, write a number, whatever you like, a random number between 1 and 100. And Excel will be able to recognize the number that you wrote without showing me that number. All what you need to do is that I'm going to show you like 7 sets of numbers. Like this is one set. This is question 1. I'm going to ask you the number that you wrote. Do you see it here in this group of numbers? You say yes or no. And then I move to the next set, the next set, the next set, and so on. When I reach set number 7, Excel will tell you the number that you selected. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see the number that you chose? In this group, all the numbers are ascending. It's not here.
Not.
Okay. That is not here. I move to the next group. Do you see the number here?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see the number here?
No.
Okay.
Oh, so it's sorted. Okay, easy. Okay.
Okay. Do you see it in number 3?
No.
Okay. Number 4, do you see it here?
No.
It's from 1 to 100. Don't trick me, Cristiano.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 5. Do you see it here?
No. Oh, yes. So yes, I'm looking. This.
5 is here. Okay.
Yeah. Before we finish, just let me
review.
Confirm the first, just to double check the first page.
Okay. Let's go to the first one. Here is the first one. Do you see it here?
It's not. No. So
here.
It's correct. Not.
Number 2, it's here. You said it's here. Number 3, it's not here.
Not.
Number 4, is it here?
No.
Number 5, is it here?
Yes.
Okay. Number 6.
Yes.
The last question, number 7. Do you see it here?
No.
Then get ready. The moment of truth. The number you selected is 50. What's your number? I don't see it.
Let me remove the light a little bit so everyone.
Yes.
Very good. I like this. This.
And then if I want to play again, I click here and we start over again. Well, this is a tutorial. It's a tutorial that I'll be posting. I'm still working on it. I just created the exercise file, and it has lots of functions. It has like controls that like this scroll bar and the text boxes. It has some VBA and macros. It's complicated a little bit, but it's a lot of fun. People can even get the file and play with it.
Oh, I made a game with that Crosswords. On Excel as well. I'll be talking in another video, but do you want to see a little bit, just a little piece?
Yeah.
But it's not so magical like yours, because we don't have the guessing part. Let me show you here. This will be a subject for another video, but just to have some fun from this side as well. Do you see some familiar function here, or
Yeah,
do you want to try? Which one?
I can see a function in column A, the sheets function
Sheets function. Okay,
in
so
column A,
I'm going to write down sheets here,
and I
and
can
here
see,
is.
yeah, I can see the index function in the top row. Oh, that's beautiful. It highlights it automatically. That's fun. I can see
Yeah.
the is number function is number as well. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I see rand array.
Render A. Yeah. How much time did it take to create this game, Cristiano?
Uh, this is a long story, but I have two methods about to find this, because one is optimized and the other one tries to simulate the human behavior to find the words. This one that I'm showing here
I love it.
tries to emulate the human behavior, and it's not so fast, but it's the same way that people look for the first letter and start to see in all the directions.
I like it. And I have a recommendation for the next version of this game. Would you like to know what I think
Okay.
of? In the next
Yes.
edition of this game, when you click, not only it gives you the name, but also an example on how to use this function. That would be educational. It will be amazing.
I'm preparing something that will be a long work to do, but we have lots of functions here,
Yeah,
and I will
yeah,
have to explain
yeah,
most of them. It will be a mission, a special mission for the Excel Turbo channel.
sure,
Yes, yes.
sure. But it would be very useful. Very useful.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have some comments here. Let me see. Angelo is from Curitiba. Celia Alves is saying amazing and
Oh,
surprising work as always, Nabil.
thank you, thank you,
Also fantastic, Cristiano.
thank you.
We have lots of comments here. It's an honor to
Thank
call
you.
you friend, Nabil. You are a true inspiration
Thank
for
you
all
very
the
much.
Excel community.
Thank you
Yes,
very much.
yes. This is a very pleasant
Yeah.
conversation.
I
Let's.
tell you something, Cristiano.
Hmm.
Well, the greatest advantage we get is that we are making friends across the world. So, like Celia is a dear friend. She invited me in one of her meetup events, and I was very pleased to deliver there on the 2nd of December last year. And I know lots of Excel experts across the globe, and we are becoming much closer friends.
Yes, and because of
Yes,
Excel,
yeah,
this is amazing, amazing. We have a strong community, and now I can see that the community is starting to merge between the countries, and
yeah,
you are part of this. Celia Alves as well. Sometimes I feel that I do a little bit, a little brick on the beautiful wall that everybody is putting your own brick. This is very special.
that's
Uh, the crosswords.
yeah.
Claudia is telling about the crossword. Thank you, Claudia. And let me bring back your screen, because today is your game in your show. Let's give the crosswords to a second opportunity. But I wanted to show you, because you told me that it was inspired by the challenge, but uh, we will have another opportunity to talk more. I see dynamic arrays. Wow. What are you bringing here?
Well, this tutorial that I'm going to share with you today is focused on drop lists. And to my humble opinions, like drop lists are extremely important in Excel, whether we are creating a very simple analysis or we are creating a dashboard. I use drop list in almost every project I create. I even attended one of the meetups. It was with Alan Murray, planned by Alan Murray, I guess, where Celia presented on using a drop list in switching files for Power Query. That was amazing. That means you can use drop list in almost every situation. But what I'm going to share with you today, I'll go from the very basic to, I assume, advanced level. And I want to show you how in this project, I'm going to create a dynamic, dependent, diminishing, discoverable drop list. So lots of these, dynamic, dependent, diminishing, discoverable drop list. So let's get started. I'm going to show you what I have. This is a weekly planner for a computer training center. In column A, I have some weekdays. And then for each day, I have the course that will be delivered in column B. And in column C, I have the instructor who is assigned to this course. The list of instructors working in this training center is available in column A here at the top, from A4 to A11. And my goal is to create a drop list for the instructors and a drop list for the course. But we have some limitations. Each instructor is allowed to deliver a maximum number of courses of 2 courses a week. But I also have a drop list, a basic drop list, where I can change the administrator of the course. The administrator of the training center can change the number of courses assigned. Let's set it for 2 right now. So right now, Helen delivered 2 courses. So if I click to select an instructor for another course, the name of Helen is not in the list. So this list depends upon the number in the first drop list. It's a dependent drop list. But at the same time, if I assign an instructor more than once, then this instructor Nabil is delivering 2 courses, then the name of Nabil has been removed from the drop list, so it's a diminishing drop list. In column B, I want to create a list, a drop list from which I select the course. So it's a discoverable drop list. So if I type, let's say, access, and now if I look at the drop list, it shows the courses for access. If I type something different, I'm going to type Excel, and I'm not even going to type the full word. I'm going to type EX only. And look at that, because it searches from left to right. It's showing me Excel, and I'm going to use an extremely simple yet very powerful trick to search from left to right as you type. So this is what I want to show you. So to save time, let's get started. I'm going to build this project from ground up. Okay?
Whoa. From the scratch, from the zero.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Let's go. I want to see this.
Okay. I'm going to build this project. I start by creating the drop list where I specify the number of courses. Right now, I can just type in cell D4, but I want to make it dynamic. So I'll be creating a data validation list. So if you want to change, each instructor can deliver 3 courses, 4 courses, whatever. I want to make it dynamic. So I go to data validation, click on data validation. I click on the settings tab. I want to allow a list. So I select list. And then in the source box, I type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say these are my options. It looks like I typed 4 twice, and then I hit OK. And here is my drop list. I could change the number to anything I want, but I'll keep it to 2. The next thing, for creating my dependent diminishing drop list, where I select the instructor, then I have to look at this condition. Because if the condition changes to 3, then each instructor is allowed to deliver 3 courses. Let me add some other instructors. So I'm going to type right now, let's say, Nabil, and I'm going to type, let's say, Sandra one more time. So Sandra delivered 2 courses, but Helen and Nabil delivered 1 single course. What does that mean? It means because each instructor is allowed to deliver 2 courses, then Sandra cannot deliver any more courses during this week, while Helen still have 1 course to come. Nabil can deliver 1 more course as well. In order to create the diminishing dependent drop list, I have to prepare for that. And my preparation list will be in this column. So what I'm doing right now is a preparation for creating the dependent diminishing drop list. When an instructor delivers 2 courses, the name is removed from the second list. How do I do that? First of all, I need to count how many instructors, how many times each instructor worked. So let me collapse the ribbon to bring more space. Control F1 to collapse the ribbon. And I'm selecting this entire range, and this is the range that I want to count. So how many times do I have Sandra? Twice. How many times do I have Helen? So I want to count it and compare it to each one of these instructors. So in my preparation list, I start creating a COUNTIF function, equal COUNTIF, and then I hit tab. Where is the range you want to count? I want to count this range, the delivered courses, the assignments. And then I hit COM. I want to count it for Ted. I want to count it if the name is Sandra. I want to count it if the name is Helen. So I'm selecting this entire range. Now, because I'm using Office 365, then the new calculation engine of Office 365 will spread the function, will spill the function to the adjacent cell. So when I hit enter, look at that. Sandra delivered 2 courses. Helen delivered 1 single course. Ted did not work. He delivered 0 course, and so on. But I want to convert these numbers into trues and false by asking, is this less than 2? That's my question. When I compare, by definition, whenever you use a comparison operator, then you get either a true or a false, nothing more, nothing less. So I select the top function, I put it in the edit mode, I hit F2, and I'm comparing. Is it less than D4? That's my question. Automatically, when I hit enter, all the numbers have been converted to trues and false. What does that mean? When I see false for Sandra, who delivered 2 courses, then I want to remove her name from the drop list. But any instructor returning a true, that means this instructor can be included in the drop list. Now, instead of having trues and false, let's get the names. And to get the names, I'm going to use a filter function. I put my function in the edit mode, F2. And to make it easy for everyone to understand, I'm going to cut this part and I'll use it in the next function. So I cut it by hitting Control X. Let me hit escape, delete. I have the function in memory. I have it in the Office clipboard. And I start creating one of the very popular dynamic array functions, a very useful function called the filter function. So I type equal filter, and then I hit tab. What do you want to filter? I want to filter this list of instructor names. What's your condition? What do you want to include? I want to include those instructors who delivered less than 2 courses. So I'll be pasting my COUNTIF function, Control V. When I close the bracket and then hit enter, look at that. Sandra's name is not in the list because Sandra delivered 2 courses. What if I type Helen another time? If I type Helen, her name is removed from the list. Now I'm ready to use this list in creating my drop list, my dependent diminishing data validation list. Let's do that. After preparing, by the way, if the pace is a little bit fast, usually when I teach on YouTube, I go much slower. There is a lot of annotation, but I promise I'll be creating the video on YouTube and I'll be posting it sometime tonight. So those who are interested in learning how I do it, don't worry, I'll be posting it very soon on my YouTube channel. I created
Good,
the
good.
list
Thank
of
you.
instructors. Now let's go and create my data validation list for the instructors. To create a data validation list, instead of going to the data tab of the ribbon, I can use the shortcut Alt D L, Tab L tab. And here I need to provide the values that will appear in the source, but because this is a dynamic array function, I don't need to select the entire range. I just select the first value, and then I add the symbol, the number symbol, which means the spill symbol. So if I hit Shift 3 on my keyboard, this Shift 3 means I intend to use the entire range in my drop list. So when I hit OK, now if I test, if I click on the down pointing arrow, you don't see Helen, you don't see Sandra. Anyone who delivered less than 2 is allowed to deliver one more course. So what if I select Nabil? Nabil already has one course. So if I select Nabil, I go to the next one. The name of Nabil is not in the list. We have
This
another
is
condition.
amazing.
We have
Amazing. Awesome.
oh, thank you. We have another condition. Every instructor is allowed to deliver 2 courses, but these 2 courses cannot be on the same day because the instructor cannot be delivering simultaneously 2 different courses in 2 different classrooms at the same time. So let's say I change Sandra right now and I make it, let's say, Tom. Okay, Helen, Tom, and Nabil. Tom is still allowed to deliver another course. And if I change Nabil by Tom, it will go through. So let's select Tom one more time. Tom is allowed to deliver 2 courses, and that's why I'm able to select his name from the drop list. But does it make sense to deliver a Power BI Fundamentals course and deliver a pivot table workshop on the same day on a Monday? That doesn't work. Then I want to draw the attention of whoever is feeding this planner that this doesn't work. You have to change the instructor, and this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to create a warning in this column, and this warning will display a message in column D saying that the instructor is already booked. And at the same time, a conditional formatting will highlight the entire row, denoting that this instructor must be changed. Okay, let's start creating the warning. This warning will count in an expendable range. I'll start by counting in this cell, the top one, and then I'll be counting in 2 cells, and then I'll be counting in 3, 4, 5, 6. If I find the same weekday more than once, and if I find the same instructor name more than once, both conditions simultaneously, more than once for the weekday, more than once for the instructor name, then in this case, the warning will pop up. So let's create the condition first, and then I'll put it in an if function. I want to count if the weekday is Monday. I want to count if the name is Helen. And because I have more than one condition, then I'll be using a count ifs with an S. Let's get started. Equal count ifs. Then I hit tab. What's your first range? My first range is for the weekday. So I select A17. But because I want it to be an expendable range, then I want to select A17 a second time. So I hit Shift colon. And then I hit comma. To make it an expendable range, I need to lock the first reference. So I put my blinking cursor in the first reference. I hit F4 on my keyboard. And for the second reference, I can keep it like that, but I want to lock the column because I'll be using the same formula in my conditional formatting. Now let's understand from A17 to A17, that's one single cell. But as I copy down, it will become from A17 to A18, from A17 to A19. That's what we call an expendable range. What's your condition in this range? As I said, I want to lock column A, so I'll be hitting F4 3 times. And after the comma, it asks me about the condition, and my condition is the same exact cell. I lock it to the column one more time. I hit F4 3 times, and I finished with the first condition. I type a comma. What about the second condition? Do we have the same instructor more than once? And I'll be using the same exact concept, an expendable range. And in this expendable range, I'm looking at the instructor name. So I select the first instructor, C17. I want to add the same cell, Shift colon to add the same cell. I type a comma. Now I go back to lock it. You know, if I hit F4, it will lock both sides. That's why I'm typing the comma first. I click on C17, and I lock it with an F4. I click in the second C17 for the expendable range, and I hit F4 3 times. That becomes an expendable range. And finally, the last argument. The last argument is my condition, my second criterion, which is the name of the instructor, and I hit F4 3 times to lock it, and I close the bracket. I created my condition, but in order to convert it to a true and false, I need to ask, did any one of these combination, same weekday and same instructor name, do we have more than one? So is it greater than one? And then I hit enter. Now it says false. That means I do have Helen, but it's not on the same day. So if I drag it all the way down, then whenever I get it true, I have a problem with Tom because Tom is delivering 2 courses, although he is allowed to deliver 2 courses, but not on the same day. That's why I'm getting it true. I want to convert this concept into a warning. So I put it in the edit mode. I select the whole range. I hit F2 to put it in the edit mode. And I'll be wrapping this function inside an if function. So I type if, and then I hit tab. If all this part returns a true, like in the case of Tom, I type a comma. What do you want to do? I want a message to notify me. So I'll be typing in double quotations, instructor is already booked. And then I close the double quotation. Otherwise, what do you want? I want nothing. Nothing is double quote, and I close the bracket to populate this function. We hit Control Enter. Now look at that. Instructor is already booked. This instructor should be replaced because he's delivering 2 courses on a Monday. To make it more visual, I'm going to hit F2, and I'll cut all this part. The logical test of the if function. Control C to copy, and then I hit escape. I'll be using the same exact function to create my conditional formatting. I select the whole range. I go to the Home tab, click on Conditional Formatting, New Rule. The shortcut is Alt-OD. I select a formula, and here, my rule, I type an equal sign, and I paste the same function that I created. In case it returns a true, what do you want to happen? I click on Format. I want an orange color. When I hit OK twice, then I get an orange color. If I change Tom, then what happens? Let's select Melissa. Then the warning disappears and the conditional formatting is removed. Am I allowed to take like 3-4 minutes more?
Feel free. We can extend, and people are liking a lot, and me too. We have more time. Feel free.
Okay. Because the next part is really amazing. How to create a searchable or a discoverable drop list. I finished the dynamic, dependent, diminishing drop list. Still, I have to work on the discoverable drop list. What is the discoverable drop list? A discoverable drop list is a list that displays a list of options. So if I delete here, I didn't create it. I'll go to the demo to show you. If I don't have anything, and I click on the drop list to select a course, then we have lots of courses. But in case I type EX, as I showed you before, and I click on the same drop list, it's showing me the courses starting with EX. And I'm going to use
Mhm.
an extremely simple trick to do that. So let me show you how I do it.
Yes, I want to see this.
See.
Yes.
Okay, there are lots of tutorials, very interesting tutorials on creating a searchable drop list, but they have two problems. I created myself one of these tutorials, and it's a popular tutorial on my YouTube channel. This tutorial focuses on one single cell, so I can make one single cell a searchable cell. What about the other cells? I want my drop list to be anywhere in my worksheet. So I'm going to create a searchable drop list that can be used anywhere in the worksheet. Let me collapse these columns. I'm going to hide this column. The shortcut is Control 0 to hide. And here is the list of courses. This is the entire list of courses. So let me explain the concept. What if I type only Excel? I typed in B17, I typed Excel. That's not the full name of the course. I want to extract out of this entire list those courses having the word Excel. So I want to search for Excel in this list of courses. That's the very classic way. I'm going to change it in a minute. Equal search. And then I hit tab. What do you want to search for? I want to search for the contents of cell B17. Then remember that my functionality revolves around one single cell, which is B17. That doesn't work. If I work in another cell, it doesn't work. Then I type comma. Where do you search for it? I search for it in this entire list of courses, and I close the bracket. Whenever the search function finds the word Excel, it returns a number. If it doesn't find it, it will return a value error. So when I hit enter, I have numbers and value errors. A number means we found the word Excel. And the value error means the word Excel is not in the course name. Well, we want to change this. Instead of number and value error, I want to convert it to trues and false. So I'm going to put it in the edit mode by hitting F2, and I'll be using is number. I'm asking, is it a number? If it's a number, it returns true. If it's not a number, it's returning false. So I'm going to close the bracket for the is number, and when I hit enter, I converted the result into trues and false. Once you have it true and false, you can use it inside a filter function. And this is what I'm going to do right now. To extract the list of courses, I'm going to put all this function. I hit F2. I'm going to cut it. Control X to cut. And I start creating my filter function. Filter. And then I hit tab. What do you want to filter? I want to filter this array. I hit comma. What do you want to include? Then I paste what I created, Control V, and I close bracket for the filter function, and here you go. This is the list of courses that can be used in cell B17 in a drop list. And if I change it by saying, I want access, now when I hit enter, I get the access courses. But hold on a second. We have a big problem. All the functionality is revolving around B17. So what if I want to create the drop list in cell B20, B22, any cell in the worksheet? Then this functionality will not work unless I combine it with a very special function. Let me show you this function outside. And this function returns the cell reference for the cell where you are typing. So let me explain this function outside, and then I'll put it in my previous function. What if I type equal cell, and then I hit tab, and I want the address of the cell, so I hit tab one more time, and I close the bracket. What will this function return? This function returns the cell reference for the cell where I'm typing. So when I hit enter, it's returning M29. And if I write in any other cell equal cell, and then I hit tab, I want the address, and then I close the bracket, I type 0 instead of, I close the
Mm-hmm.
bracket. Now look at this. It's returning the cell reference of the cell where I'm typing. That's wonderful. Let me delete these two functions. Let me delete these two functions and go back to my original function. Put it in the edit mode. And instead of hard coding B17 to make it dynamic and pick up the cell reference of the cell where I create my drop list, then in this case, I'm replacing B17 with the cell function. Cell, tab, and I select address, and I close the bracket. The cell and in bracket address is returning the cell reference in which I'm typing. So,
Wow, this is the magical part. Yeah,
yeah,
everything there is special, but this small piece, it's really, really magical. I got to, I got to. Excellent, excellent,
when I hit
awesome.
enter, I'll get a problem. I get a calculation error. Why do I get a calculation error? Because Excel is unable to understand what the cell function is returned. It thinks that's just text. So when I hit enter, I get a
Mhm.
calculation error. So I need to tell Excel, I'll put my function in the edit mode. I need to tell Excel that this cell function, whatever it returns, I mean indirectly, I mean a cell reference. So I'm going to wrap the cell function in an indirect function. When I hit tab, now the function should work, but you will be surprised that it will not work. Why? Why doesn't it work? Because it's returning the cell reference of the cell having the filter function. That's kind of circular reference. But if I type on another cell, it will work just fine. Let me show you. When I hit enter, I get this message. This is a circular reference. You are returning
Mhm.
the cell reference, which is M17, while you are typing the function, the filter function in M17. Hit OK, and it will return a 0. That's 100% correct. Now let's test. What if I type Excel? Now if I hit enter, look at that. What if I type on another cell? I'll be typing access. Now if I hit enter, it's returning the access course, and it's working in anywhere, any cell in the worksheet. Now I can use it for creating my searchable drop list. But there is a little fine tuning that I want to add. Right now, the search function is searching the entire word I'm typing. What if I want to make it from left to right? I watched a nice tutorial that Alan Murray from Computer Gaga created, an amazing trick he used. He is searching from left to right by using the left function and the lens function. That's a very nice trick. So I said I want to find an alternate way. His technique is wonderful. But I'm going to use another technique for achieving the same goal. What is this technique? Let's go to the function, and then I put it in the edit mode. And usually when you start typing a course name, what do? You start typing in capital. So the first thing I type is capital, and then whatever comes next is lowercase. The search function is not case sensitive. We have another function that works exactly the same way. Instead of search, I'm going to use a find function. And the find function is case sensitive. So whenever I start typing, and because I'm typing in uppercase, then even if I don't type completely the name, as I'm going to show you, it will be able to extract the list. I'm going to replace the search with a find. That's all. That's the trick. Replacing the
Mhm.
search with a find function. And now I hit enter. It's getting the,
Because you are in the on cell. Yeah,
yeah,
that thing of the reference.
I don't find my mouse. Here it is. Okay. Now let's test. What if I type just EX? I didn't complete the name. We are typing from left to right. When I hit enter, here are the Excel courses. What if I type P? When I hit enter, it's extracting the courses where the P is capitalized. Of course, it's including this one, animation in PowerPoint, but that's a very simple trick. You change the function from search to find, and it works just fine. Now let's create our droplet. That's the final step of this project. Alt D L tab L tab, and then I want to select the top cell, and then I put the spill array symbol, the shift 3 on my keyboard. When I hit OK, I would have created the drop list. The final problem that we'll get, I want to search for Excel, but as you already know, Cristiano, it will prevent me from typing. So if I type Excel EX, and then when I hit enter, it tells me, no, you can't. You have a data validation. Then what do I need to do? I need to allow typing by selecting the same range, Alt DL, and go to the error alert and take the check away. And now it will work just fine. Let's test it one more time, EX, and then I click on the drop list, and here you go. Here is the list of courses starting with EX. So we learned in this tutorial how to create a dynamic, dependent, diminishing, discoverable drop list. I hope everybody enjoyed this tutorial.
Oh, this is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Really awesome. This is awesome. Ingenious, like Celia was writing down here.
Thank you very much.
Secret of the cell address. Let me put here again. I'm writing down because people, I'm sure that this is the kind of video that people have to see again later, step by step, using pause, getting Excel, then trying to follow the steps. And of course, remember everyone, he has lessons on his channel. And this here, this session here is like overall of the things that he has under the leaf, all the tricks that he has. But he has lessons using his step-by-step methods on the channel that I'm going to put again here, Office Instructor, and also the website that you have to visit here, Officeinstructor.ca. Make sure you put CA from Canada. So he has a very good and excellent method of teaching. Make sure you visit the channel and also the website. This is awesome. Let me see the comments. We have some comments. We have a hello from a person that you know here. We have lots of comments, but this is special because it's from Nigeria. Abiola David, MVP via LinkedIn.
Abiola is amazing. When you know, when like a certain functionality is released, like getting the data from Power BI, I don't know how, within few minutes, he posted his tutorial about that. He is very active. It's good to see Abiola here.
And we have also José Santos via LinkedIn as well. Good work, good tricks.
Oh, thank you.
We cannot display here. We cannot display here, but we are putting here on the screen, José. We didn't forget you, because you are also participating through the LinkedIn Live. We are simultaneously live on both platforms.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate. I'm having fun a lot here. And we also have a very special comment here from Guildo Pinheiro. Let me read in Portuguese and then in English. Boa tarde a todos. É uma honra aprender com os melhores. Meu inglês não é dos melhores, mas consigo aprender mesmo assim. Um abraço de Angola. He is from Angola.
Cristiano, please don't translate unless it's something good.
It's excellent. It's excellent. All the comments are excellent.
Okay.
So the name looks like a Brazilian name because we share the same language in Angola, Africa, and Brazil. But he is in Africa, Angola. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to learn with the best. My English is not one of the best, but I get to learn, even like this. A hug from Angola. We have a very special way of talk with each other. We say a lot this is special hug. Maybe for North American is strange, but we have this warm behavior between the Latin language speakers. We say always hug because we care with each other. And thank you very much, Guido Pinheiro. We have other comments. Celia was talking about the drop down there on the beginning. We shared something before the meetups that she presented. She was telling about the drop down that she saw
Yeah, in Power
in
Query.
some of
Yeah,
the.
yeah, she was
Yes,
covering
yes,
Power Query. Yeah.
yes. Here, she told Nabil that list trick for Power Query I learned from Cristiano.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's another example of a circular reference.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what? Everyone can know sometimes the same features of Excel, but we are going to use them in a very different way. I feel that this kind of okay, the cell address for me, I have to confess that it is magical. It is new for me. I will myself. I will pause the video later and go to Excel to repeat that step. But I saw some of the features that I'm very familiar, but not in that kind of application that you made for a list of instructions. This is a special opportunity to learn from a different point of view. This is very special. Thank you very much again. And we have also another comment here. Angelo Fonseca, please share the game with us.
I will. I will. I will. Don't worry. Let me share my screen for one more minute, please,
Sure,
Cristiano.
sure.
If anyone wants to reach me, then here is my first website, my blog, or my second website where I post blog articles. My YouTube channel, I'm going to post what I explained today in this meeting. I'll be posting it maybe later tonight or maximum tomorrow morning. I have to record it one more time. So I'll be posting it very soon, and it will be much slower. Please accept my apology for the speed because we have limited time, so I have to go fast. But when I explain it one more time on my YouTube channel, I'll go extremely slow. My clients or my followers already know that I don't like to go fast. I prefer to give them time to digest what I'm explaining. I'm available on Facebook. I'm available on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. So I'm present also on Twitter, but I didn't add the link. So that's all. Thank you.
Before we finish, we have more comments, and I'm sure that we will have even more before we finish the stream, because the video will be available both on YouTube and LinkedIn. We have another very special comment from a friend of yours, Tony de
Oh,
Jonker, MVP
definitely.
from
Definitely.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
Oh, great stuff.
Thank you.
It
Thank you, Tony. I attended a meetup like a week or 10 days ago, and he was delivering amazing stuff as well. Thank you very much for giving me the time today.
he told also something about missing some letter in the links, but just to make sure, let me bring the banner again. I know that this is correct, officeinstructor.ca, so everyone can
Whether
visit the website. And
.ca or .com, both of them. I have
yes,
both, like both domains.
and also on YouTube that I was showing before. This is very special. The comments are still coming, and I'm sure that they will keep coming because of the recording. It's really hard to tell you which part is more special, if it's to learn more about your story, because this is really, really special to know that you came from health sciences to Excel, and you are strong. You are strong. You told that thing that sometimes the MVP are more recognized by the knowledge sharing than the knowledge itself. But you are very, very strong, awesome content. I
Thank you
love
very
it.
much. Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
And Claudia Rocho, learning from the best.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm thrilled from
yeah.
this comment.
Yes, it's really special. Thank you very much. We are arriving the end of the video. I could be here for many hours, but I know that Mr. Nabil has another things to deliver today, and we will be respecting your time, Nabil. I'm going to give you the final words. Everyone, again, please visit his content, and we will be finishing together. I'm going to put you on full screen again, and you say the final words before we press the button to end. So it's with you now, Mr. Nabil Mourad from now Canada, but before Egypt, and also now friend of Brazilian audience as well. Uh, Let me put you here on the screen. It's with you now.
Thank
You
you very
say the
much.
words.
Honestly, I want to tell you that I enjoyed the time I spent in this meeting. It was very pleasant, very interesting, chatting, discussing, explaining, sharing memories. That was extremely interesting to me, and I thank you very much for inviting me. And I would like to thank everyone who attended the meeting live. And I promise, as I said, I'll be posting the tutorial on my YouTube channel. And for those of you, come and subscribe. There is a lot of good stuff. And I have a quote that I'm going to mention at the end of this meetup. The best is yet to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.